Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. You guys gonna have to excuse me. uh, Having some troubles with my voice. Nothing serious, so don't need to be concerned. But do forgive me. Look, I am going to be very, very direct here today. I'm going to be very, very focused. What I want to do first and foremost is let you know that I am making a special offer today. For those of you who have followed me anytime know that one of the things that I try to do, because I do have some high ticket programs that not everyone can afford. It's not in everyone's budget, but the value is there, and it's where a great deal of my work is done. But I want to reach as many people as possible, so I create programs that may be more accessible to people and still be beneficial and effective. It's not just about making something affordable; it's about making something affordable that works. And I've focused intentionally on being able to do that. One of the things I was able to do some years ago was create the Rapid Change Breakthrough Session. The Rapid Change Breakthrough Session is a one-time encounter where we get to the meat of the matter. It's intense. It's intense because we're looking for what's stopping you, because it's something that is stopping you. Then we're looking for the fastest and most effective and consistent way around what's stopping you. It's not a one fix super band-aid panacea, but what it is it's getting you to a point to that one thing is no longer an obstacle. And you'll see just by removing the biggest obstacle just how far you can go. And you haven't even made all the moves you're going to make, all the adjustments you're going to make, but it is extremely successful. I have a blast doing it. I get to know a lot of people. I get to meet people, and it teaches me a lot about what's going on in the world and how people see things. And it allows me to expand myself. The normal charge for a rapid change breakthrough session is $350. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to offer that at half price, and I'm going to gift you a complimentary session. So that's two sessions, which would normally be $750 for $175. I want to work with you. It's my way of meeting you more than halfway. It's my way of removing the obstacle of financial distress. It's my way of saying, if you want to make some things happen, let me show you how quickly you can change things. The thing is, in order to get anything, you're going to have to take control. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. In order to have any type of change of significance that brings you to a new result, you're going to have to take control of your life. And most people's lives are out of control, not because they lack the ability to control it, but because they have not asserted their ability to control it. They are acquiescing to circumstances, acquiescing to situations, acquiescing to the opinions of others, acquiescing to old memories, old beliefs, old situations that tell them this is who you are. Suffering is your lot in life. Poverty is your lot in life. Working for someone that you absolutely can't stand is your lot in life. Being in relationships that are toxic is your lot in life. All of these things are which none are true, are governing how you move in life. It's time to take control. It's time to sit up and determine what it is you want in life. It's time to sit up and determine how you're going to move toward it. It's time to sit up and determine that you are never going to be perfect. You're never going to have it all figured out. You're never going to meet a bunch of perfect people that are going to pull you in and mentor you into perfection. Perfection is an aspiration that you seek. And the moment you achieve it, life is over, because perfection isn't having everything right. Perfection is completion. Everything is done. When everything is done, it's been perfected. That's what the word perfected originally meant. Now, everybody's going around now trying to get everything right before they start. Everybody's trying to make everything. That's why you have so many failures in business. That's why you have so many failures in getting businesses started. That's why you have so many failures in finance. That's why you have so many failures in marriage. That's why you have so many failures in academia. Why? Because you want something to be perfect. You want it to be exactly how you envision it. And what I can tell you is, in life, in no area of my life in which I've excelled at any point in time was it perfect, especially when I moved on it. And no time did it turn out the way I envisioned it. It didn't look like I thought it should look. It didn't sound the way I thought it should sound, but it produced the results I was seeking. And at the end of the day, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the results. Are you being impactful? Are you doing the things in life that you said you wanted to do? It's that simple, but you're going to have to take control. What does that mean? You're going to have to take control of your thinking. You're going to have to take control of your speech. You're going to have to take control of the people you allow in your periphery. There are some people in your periphery who are draining you. There's some people in your periphery who are literally sitting around and speaking nothing but negativity into your circle. There's some people who are whispering the sweet nothings of negativity into your ear. There are some people who are literally there, and without saying anything, they're bringing a negative energy, and they're literally praying for your demise. You're going to have to be very careful who you allow in your circle. That's number one. That's why I created the Epic Realm community of high achievers, to create an environment where everybody in there is big upping, celebrating, fanning the flames of others, offering advice, being there for support, and it is growing and expanding, and I'm excited about that. But you have to create a circle. You have to create a winning circle. See, we're born into circles. We're born into circles. We don't get to choose our original circle that we're born into. That's mom, dad, brothers, sisters, extended family, your peers, once you start going to daycare school, so on and so on and so forth, your teachers, clergy. But as you become older, you get to be selective of who you have in your immediate circle, who you want to spend time around. When you're not in a forced environment like work or class, where you can literally choose who you're going to spend time with. What happens after work? What happens after class? And you start choosing, well, I don't like this person. This person doesn't make me feel comfortable. This person, and you start choosing, but you got to be careful who you choose. You need to choose people who are either gone where you're going, been where you're going, or have an aspiration to get there. And you need to find people who will fan your flames, because what you're going to have to do is literally set your life on fire about something that you're passionate about, whether it's being wealthy, whether it's being in a peaceful environment, whether it's helping other people, whatever it is. You have to set your life on fire. Why? Because it's going to be the burning passion that'll push you through the pain. It's going to be the burning passion that will push you through the difficulty. It's going to be the burning passion that will push you through the discomfort of having to literally cut people off. And that's a difficult thing, because we are by nature social creatures who are connected in relationships. And the idea of severing relationships doesn't sit well with most. Some of us can't maintain a relationship, but a lot of us are really anchored in them. So if we're anchored in a relationship, it's real difficult for us to sit up and say, well, it's time to let this one go. Well, what you have to understand is you can never be all that you can be if you have something that's causing you to hemorrhage emotion, causing you to hemorrhage positive spiritual energy, causing you to hemorrhage money, you need to find a space where everybody is bringing something to the table, including you, and that you can see the benefit of the person. Now, don't take this as meaning that every person you're going to be around is going to be perfect. Everybody has glitches. Everybody has some things that will probably kind of get under your nerve, especially the older you get, because you get more in your ways and there's some real specificity to how you want things to go. Very rarely is that going to go that way. I could tell you by years and years and years of research. But what you can do is you can create an environment of peace. You can create an environment. And what is peace? Peace is first and foremost anchored by confidence. It's not anchored by the lack of conflict, because sometimes it's those people who care about you that will bring the conflict because it needs to be brought. But while you don't want constant conflict, and you definitely don't want toxic conflict. Toxic conflict is the kind of conflict that tears you down. Positive conflict is conflict that say, hey, I know you're trying to do it this way, but I don't think it's going to work. Let me talk to you about what I think. I think I can see so much more if you do it this way. You are so exceptional. You are so extraordinary. You're so phenomenal that what you're doing right now, if you just simply change this one thing, I think you can blow it out of the water. I could be wrong, but I just had to tell you that. And it's not going to feel good, because no one wants to be told they're wrong. That's the thing. Nobody wants to be told they're wrong. But if you can't hear it and then act on it without being offended, you can't grow. And even if you're offended, you need to get rid of that offense quick. You know, some people don't like being told they're wrong. You got to get rid of the offense, though. You got to go sit down and say, you know what? He had a point. You know what? She had a point. You know what? I need to work on this. What if I do change that? What will happen? You know, when you take on the mindset that you know everything, that you're right, you stop growing. It limits your mobility. It limits that. And then it alienates you from people. Because no matter how exceptional you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter how strong you are, no matter how successful you've been in the past, nobody likes a know-it-all. Nobody likes anyone that can't hear what they're saying. And so you've got to be very careful. You got to be aware. You've got to sit down and you've got to learn. But in taking control, you have to be willing to sit up and say, I'm going to control my speech. I'm going to control my circle. I'm going to control my thinking. I'm going to literally create an environment that's positive. And I'm going to start it with me. And then I'm going to emanate a type of energy that will repel darkness, that will repel negativity, that will repel those things that do not align with where I'm at. I'm going to protect. And the one way that I do this is I really, really, truly do everything I can to start my day off in a positive note. It's sort of easy for me in one sense, and that's because I am the first person up. Then my wife is, probably right behind that, the second person. And what happens then is when I get up, there's nobody to meet me with negative energy. There's nobody to meet me with what they're discontented about. Nobody to meet me to complain about something. So I get to start my day off with saying thank you. I get to start and I do that before I ever get out of bed. When I wake up, I roll over on my back. And the first thing that comes out of my mind and my mouth is thank you. Thank you for so many things that people take for granted, that I hold dear. And then I get out of bed and I move around and we start our days and do whatever. And, normally I'm out of the house before anybody's out of bed. But that's the first thing is I'm going to create a mindset of gratitude. Why? Because I set the state. I'm priming my mind and my mood and my expectancy at the beginning of the day. Gratitude is the gateway to abundance. So I set the state. I don't pick up that phone. One of the quickest ways to surrender your sovereignty in the morning is picking up that phone and scrolling and looking at what everybody's saying. Or you may scroll and see a text message that totally blows your mind. That text message is going to be there 10 minutes later. It's going to be there 15 minutes later. It's going to be there 30 minutes later. The difference is if you take time to set your heart for gratitude, the impact that negative text message is going to have on your day is going to be different. It's going to be less. I don't care how bad it is. It's going to be less of a pull, and you still have to wake up and function every day. Life doesn't give you breaks because you had a hard day or you got bad news. So you've got to be in a good place to make the right decisions, to make the right moves, no matter what happens. I start my day before I start scrolling and looking at anything. I start my day and I say thank you. And I'm specific about some of the things I say thank you for. First and foremost, obviously, is my wife, then my family, then the opportunity to be a difference maker in this world as I move through my day. The opportunity to help people change their lives is an awesome blessing to me, and I'm thankful. And then I move through, and I'm in this state of mind, and I'm telling myself who I am. I'm confident. I'm serene. I'm sure. I know who I am. I'm built for every challenge that I'm going to face. I'm abundant in my own identity and in my own self. I'm abundant. So every resource that I could possibly need is already within me. And then I keep my mind focused on that. I keep my mind set on that because challenges are coming, setbacks are coming, disruptions are coming. You don't get through life by avoiding or circumventing those challenges. You get through life by being relentless and focused and understanding that I have the mind of God. And since I have the mind of God, every answer that I need for every situation, every challenge, every problem is already on its way. It's speeding its way to me. I need not struggle for it. I need not worry for it. I just simply believe and know that at the right time, the answer will appear. And I trust it. And when it doesn't come when I think it should, I remain stable. I do not become flustered. I do not become frenetic. I do not become unglued because I trust that the answer is on the way. I trust that my relationship with God is solid enough that what I need to do, what I was designed to do, will always be available to me. Sometimes it's not meant to happen when I want it to happen. Sometimes it's meant to happen at the right time so that those who will benefit the most are in the right places. And we have to understand this, that sometimes we want to speed up the process because the process is uncomfortable. Sometimes we want to speed up the process because we don't like how it feels not knowing. We don't like the uncertainty. We don't like what comes. We allow that uncertainty to become fear. We allow that fear to become anxiety. And then before you know it, we are anxious and we are disrupted and we are upheaval. We can't figure it out. Why? Because the more anxious you become, the more the prefrontal lobe of the brain shuts down. And that's where you get your reasoning, your executive function, your decision making, your impulse control, all the things that make sure you don't do dumb things. Now that's shutting down. Why? Because we stop trusting. We stop believing. We stop understanding that we have control. That it says that you shall declare a thing and it shall be established. It didn't say that it would immediately manifest. It said it would be established. And we have to understand that our speech is establishing things in the fifth and in the fourth dimension, and that it hasn't yet appeared and presented itself in the third dimension. We see everything in the three-dimensional realm in what we call reality, but it manifests long before that in our thinking. We oftentimes create problems for ourselves in our thinking. We oftentimes create problems for ourselves in how we allow our thoughts to roam, how we allow our fears to take hold and take control, how we allow our anxieties and our emotions and our inhibitions to sit up and rob us of power in our own lives, to sit up and say, I am now declaring that I will move through it. I will overcome it. I will be successful no matter what. I have the mind of God, and the answers are speeding their way to me. I need not struggle for them. I need not worry nor strive for them. In the right time, in the right moment, the answer will be there. I want you to understand that there is absolutely nothing impossible. The only impossibilities that become real in your life are the ones that you accept in your mind. The world is filled with things we use on a daily basis that was considered impossible before someone decided to make them possible. We ride in airplanes that defy every law of gravity and nature before the Wright brothers decided that it was something that needed to be done about it. We talk on cell phones without any wiring, just through airwaves. Somebody decided that talking on landlines wasn't good enough. We needed to be able to have mobile access. And before that, it was landlines. Even the idea of talking to someone in another city over something where your voice is traveling through signals in a fiber line. Alexander Graham Bell said, that's not impossible. So the question becomes, what in your life will you declare is no longer impossible for you? What will you declare is the next great thing that you will accomplish and do in your life? That is the question. I'm challenging everybody. Take control of your life. Don't sit around waiting on the on the perfect moment. Don't sit around waiting on the perfect opportunity. Don't sit around waiting for this to go. I'm gonna let the kids get out of the house. I'm gonna wait for that to go. It's time now for you to take control of your life. It's time now to put your foot down and aim yourself in a direction that you need to be headed in and start to move towards your destiny. Today needs to be the day that you sit up and say, I will no longer malinger through life. I will no longer meander through life. I will no longer sit up and just sit. I'm taking control. On that note, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. And as I said at the beginning of this, I have made an unbelievable offer in the description box. My rapid change breakthrough session, which is normally $350, is now for today half price, and I'm also giving you a complimentary addition session. So a $700 value for $175. That's 2 rapid change breakthrough sessions. That's intense. And that's all I can tell you. It's intense. We get in, we find an issue, we eradicate that issue. We set up the principles of action, and we move you in that way. One session. You're going to get 2 of those. To make today the day you take action. Make today the day you take action. On that note, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day.